Wonderful morning to you out there. It's really great to have you join us on the Breaking Down Papers Review this wonderful Saturday morning. My name is GBOLABO, famous call, and I hope I met you on a good note this morning. We're going to be looking at some of the national dailies here in Nigeria. I have the Punch newspaper, the Nation newspaper, Nigerian Tribune newspaper, and a host of other papers here for review. And in the course of the program, we're also going to be having Austin Edwin do the analysis proper for us this morning. All right, to start off with the Punch newspaper this morning, quite a number of headlines there. Legal Speaker, battle shifts to court as Assembly Obasa face-off defies resolution. Reinstated lawmakers, Wike's camp mocks Fubara over judgment, cancelled local government poll. Tinubu Sultan seek prayers for Nigeria as Ramadan begins today. Wife defends Okpabio as Natasha accuses Senate President of sexual harassment. More headlines here out of the Punch. My pregnant sister murdered by a husband 8 months after marriage. That's according to a woman here, and that's on the Metro Plus page of the Punch newspaper this morning. All right, more headline. We have ECOWAS court dismisses suit on Kudirat Abiola's assassination before stardom, and this is from 𝐒𝐍𝐾𝐈𝐒. More headlines here out of the Punch newspaper this morning. And looking at the business side of the paper, IT company introduces app to simplify travel ticketing, and that's a bit of business here. And more headlines here from the political side of the paper. APGA pledges free fair primaries for Anambra 2025 election. Still here on the front page of the Punch newspaper, leaked memos, Edo APC urges Okpebolo to redeploy a Obaseki loyalist. And we have this one, zonal congresses, PDP internal wrangling threatens future electoral success. And Anambra governor, and that governorship, APGA pegs governorship form at 30 million naira. And lastly, here on the Punch newspaper, El-Rufai missed NEC meeting voluntarily, says APC spokesperson. Taking a look at the Nation newspaper, Supreme Court judgment, jubilant Wike storms rivers for Bara camp summer. And we also have this one, Akpabio's wife, Kinjibe, tackle Natasha over sexual harassment claim. Tinubu signs 54.99 trillion naira 2025 budgets. And more headlines here out of the Nation newspaper. We have this one, Lagos will collaborate with NCC to strengthen digital economy. Health insurance, so you enrolls 10,000 primary school pupils. And state curation concern as Remo committee insists on Shagamu as capital. That state curation concern as Remo committee insists on Shagamu as capital. And here we also have fasting monarch elect tax Muslims, Christians on support for less privilege. More headlines here out of the Nation. Leaking arts, the entertainment side. We have this one, Kiki, creating talent in game show. It's an unscripted experiment. All right, still here on the front page of the Nation newspaper, council election. APC more focus on win entire FCT. That's a council election. APC more focus to win entire FCT. That's coming from Wike. And we have Omo Agege and leadership at Delta APC deserves support. Emiko is saying that we also have this one, Group hails Tanko Yakasai's appointment as Tinubu's Group DG. All of that are some of the headlines there out of the Nation newspaper. All right, we take a look at the cable. The cable too has Number of headlines there. Government will boost revenue with reform, says Tinubu after signing 2025 budget. And Army renames Ikeja cantonment after Taoreed Lagbaja. And this has spotted no female government official present at 2025 budget signing ceremony. No female government official present at 2025 budget signing ceremony. We have Kiyamo, no summer flight for foreign airlines that fail to patronize Nigeria caterers. Okay, it says no summer flight for foreign airlines that fail to patronize Nigerian caterers. Coming from Kiyamo, the Minister of Aviation. And on the international scene here on the cable, Zelensky not ready for peace if U.S. is involved, says Trump. Sultan confirms sighting of moon, says Ramadan begins Saturday. And that's today. Microsoft to shut down Skype after 21 years. Fubara will act in Rivers' best interest, says state government on Supreme Court verdict. Other top stories. This says, my husband is a disciplined man. Natasha Akpoti telling lies, says Akpabio's wife. And more headlines says, INEC to Fubara don't mislead public on defection of 27 Rivers lawmakers. My seat has been moved 4 times. 𝐒𝐍𝐾𝐑 folds Natasha Akpoti and clash with Akpabio. And still here on the cable, we have more headlines. Let's take a look at more. Then we'll move to another national daily here. All right. We also have this one. NCAA issued air operator certificates to 5 airlines in 1 year, says Najomo. All of that and some of the headlines are out of the cable this morning. We're moving on to the Vanguard newspaper. Akpabio wants me to take care of him. Senator Natasha alleges sexual harassment against Senate President. Why Supreme Court sacked Rivers local government chairman, restored pro-WIKE lawmakers. A Lagos Assembly crisis, Obasa supporters return to complex. EFCC arraigns Abia former governor's son, 3 others. Kiyamo to foreign airlines, no local catering, no summer flights. ECOWAS court dismisses suit against federal government over Kudirat Abiola's mother. And more headlines says Rivers government vows to integrate peace building in local government areas. And drug, okay, some part of it is missing. We also have this one, Adebanjo's death. We must close ranks, speak with one voice now, Yoruba leaders. And more here says why Supreme Court sacked Rivers local government chairman, restored pro-WIKE lawmakers. Okay, more headlines here says Kaduna local government chairman rally support for Governor Sani. We already have Austin standing by for us to do the analysis proper this morning, and I will have to bring him on. Austin, it's great to have you join us this wonderful Saturday morning.
Good morning, GBOLABO, and thank you for having me this morning.
Yes, good morning, Austin. Let's start off with Natasha. Very huge claims against the Senate President here. And it's something that has sent shockwaves down the spine of many Nigerians because we're expecting that this won't end here. But we saw another dimension to it entirely. Now, wouldn't the Senate President would have listened to Senator Natasha when she was standing on that Order 10 of the House rule to say, I want to speak, and having him also say to her, is it just about having an official letter to let you know that your seat has been moved? Okay, the clerk will do that. And is that all? Wouldn't that have settled the whole issue? Why not actually coming here and telling us all dimensions of things that happen, very rotten development itself. Now, we're having the Senate itself being rubbed in the mud. Exactly. And the office of the Senate President being put into public glare and be diverted from national issues to internal wrangling, private issues, and all the dirt and rots. Our ears are really filled up. Shouldn't Akpabio would have given her a space and an audience to say, okay, speak. Since you're standing on Order 10, let's hear you out. What do you think went wrong here? And what Natasha said, how do we clear this off the space? Do we need Akpabio to do that? And secondly, Akpabio's wife too had come out to say all the things Senator Natasha is saying, they are lies from the pit of hell. We also have Senator Kingibe aligning herself to say that she was being excessive, talking about Senator Natasha. So what do you make out of all of this, Austin?
Yes, I think the issue is becoming messier and too bad at this particular point in time that this has happened at the National Assembly again, especially the Senate. The Senate is always in the spotlight, especially for the bad reasons. If you look at seat reallocation, this is not the first time that will happen. I don't know the means of communication of seat reallocation, but what I learned is that from the office of the clerk, members will be told that their seat have been moved, which some people actually did that, especially some other colleague senator from Kogi State. I think Senator Natasha has a lot to say. It was not just about seat allocation based on the various dirty revelation that is now coming out. When you are being offended and you are aggrieved, you may not necessarily be reacting to an occurring incident. It could be that particular incident will trigger a bottled anger. In my view, I think that was what happened in the case of Natasha, because Natasha was saying that, she said they should leave me here, I'm comfortable here. This is the Senate. You cannot say you are comfortable somewhere. You follow the rules and let the rule prevail. The Senate president also became very petty by exchanging words. When you find out that lawmakers are expressing outbursts, you maintain your calm. You are the presiding officer. You have said this person will not be allowed to speak on Order 10. Order 10 talks about privileges of lawmakers, maybe as a way of expressing your grievances or what. But that says that the Senate president reserved the authority to allow or disallow a member to speak. So all of these are forgotten issue now. Now the allegation that is being raised, sexual harassment and what have you, I don't want to believe that some of these things did not happen, because this atrocity is often characterized and manifested by occupiers of public offices in Nigeria. So I don't want to believe that some of these things that Natasha is saying did not actually happen. I want thorough investigation. Let there be proper investigation. Let us not sweep it under the carpet. We must know whether the Senate president has abused his power and the powers of his office as the Senate president. Because if actually personal issues transpire that border on maybe advances, sexual advances or what have you, between the two of them, it could trigger that. Because Natasha could be offended. You were removed as a committee. Some people said she was angry because she was removed as a committee chairperson and what have you. So it's becoming one too many. So let's look at the issue very well. Akpabio's wife has also come out to say that, my husband is a disciplined man. I trust him. He couldn't do that. Like the popular street parlance, you go the trust man. Akpabio's wife was not there. Akpabio's wife was not at that guest house. Akpabio's wife was not always within the vicinity of the Senate in the conduct of legislative business. So she cannot properly dispute or refute the claims of Natasha. It's a pity that in Nigeria, if you make allegation, you will be the one to prove.
But Austin, are you not looking at it from this angle? It appears to be a family battle, because from what the wife of Akpabio is saying is that she knows Natasha's husband, and Natasha's husband is a family friend. So if there's anything, shouldn't he have reached out to her first before allowing Natasha go to the public? And that because Natasha's husband may be behind what she's saying, she's also saying, I will be behind my husband, whatever the case is. Now, it now looks like more or less like a family battle trying to claim supremacy and cleanliness and purity in all of this. But then at the end of the day, what is the essence of national interest here?
Don't forget they have been family friends. From what I learned, even before Natasha got married to the Uduaghan family, the Akpabio and the Uduaghan family have been very close. Having said that, Natasha also laid claim that the husband had to fly to London to talk to Akpabio based on her marginalization and constant harassment on the floor of the National Assembly as far as her work is concerned. Did this scenario actually occur? So if it actually occurred, anything can happen. So we must respect public offices. Holders of public offices must dignify themselves and make themselves as much honorable as possible. There are a lot of women that will cave in to your advances, but the few ones that may not should not be victimized, should not be manhandled, should not be bullied, should not be coerced, should not be cowed. That is what we are talking about. Whether you have love affair, you have one thing or the other, who cares? Nobody cares about that. You are an elected lawmaker. Go there and perform your legislative duty. So I don't want all of this to just be swept under the carpet. Let Natasha also take a step further by using evidence to back up her claim. And let the Senate President also come and show cause. The Senate President must show cause. She must prove beyond reasonable doubt that he was never involved in all of this nonsense that we call legislative business. She made mention that certain calls were made using the phone of the House leader, Senator Okoyemi Bamidele. Did that call occur? So these are specific. So if she can really prove her case, I think the Senate President has a lot of questions to answer.
All right,
that is the way I see it.
All right, let's go to Rivers State now. Reinstated lawmakers, Wike's camp mocks Fubara over judgment, cancelled local government poll. Now, it's even getting more messier in Rivers State. That means we're going to be seeing a lot of drama and, God forbid, maybe violence this time. Because we're having Fubara saying, you can't shift my feet from being the governor of the state. Now, with this local government council election being overturned by the OPES, that's the last court of the land where you can have your case decided. Now, what does it mean for Fubara? Because he's even talking about peace building now, but on the other side, you're saying it's over. Now we have pro-Wike LG Council chairman taking over. What do you see in the weeks to come in Rivers State?
Yes, it's going to really be tough, especially for the camp of the governor. That is why people like us advocated at the initial that the two parties need to come together to solve this issue. Because when there is a judicial resolution, it definitely will amount to winner takes it all. We saw situation in the process of litigation where the camp of Fubara at one time also won. They also took it all. That is the way it is. People have said that you can't go to the court and come back and be friends. Fubara is still the governor of Rivers State today. Nobody is going to take that away for him. Now, we have also queried the illegality of using 3 members out of 32-member house. One was diseased. I'm sure those who were supposed to mediate and make peace as far as this case is concerned, they were the one that fueled this case to this level. They are the one that make this case to escalate to this level. We have a lot of political senior advocates of Nigeria who are analyzing this issue, turning this issue upside down. We are not saying that those who defected will not lose their seats, but it is the court that takes the seat away from them. At a forum even yesterday, Fubara still said it, blaming INEC that INEC refused to conduct election into those seats. You can't just command INEC to conduct election. INEC will conduct election based on a valid court order. That is the point we are making. But now look at the way it is. We say, oh, let them make peace. Some people say, no, he should do whatever he wants to do. How can a governor use 3-member House of Assembly out of 32-member House to pass a budget of over 800 billion within 24 hours? There were a lot of issues, but I still believe that at the end of the day, negotiation can still take place. Now the case has been fully decided. Let there be negotiation. I hope that the camp of the wicked will be magnanimous in victory, because nothing lasts forever. You may win today, you may not win tomorrow. So that is the way it is. A lot of mistakes were made in the past. Reconciliation became strictly impossible. I'm sure that those that are clapping for the governors, those elder statesmen that were always telling the governor, oh, don't obey the law, trust the law, don't do anything, you are the executive governor, you have the executive power. They have seen the way things are going now. Now the Supreme Court has said that those lawmakers should resume their duty, that the governor should represent the budget to a validly constituted house. That if the governor fails to do that, CBN and the Accountant General of the Federation should withhold allocation to Rivers State. So the ball is in the court of the governor. There is no tension, there is no crisis. Where would the crisis come from? If Ubara had won, would there be crisis? So this is the issue. We must learn. I've always believed that our laws must be tested at some point in time. But a lot of people contributed to the escalation of this case, especially lawyers who are misinterpreting the law. Look at the local government election, for example. There was a court judgment, but some people advised the governor that he should not obey the judgment, that he should go ahead to conduct the election. Now he has conducted the election. The Supreme Court has said the election is a nullity. So if care is not taken, all the things that the governor achieved with those 3 lawmakers for the past 15 months may just be null and void. It's a learning point. Obaseki did it in Edo State. He got away with it. But our laws are becoming stronger now as far as local government administration and legislative autonomy is concerned. So we must really learn about it. You may be aggrieved. ৱike too has not done well as far as this case is concerned.
Right.
Nobody is saying that ৱike has done well. Of course, ৱike also contributed to the escalation of this case by not acting the role of the elderly in this matter. But at the end of the day, we saw it coming that if we allow the judiciary to interpret the law and give a judgment, the winner most likely will want to take it all. Even if they want to negotiate now, the governor will be negotiating for the position of witness, because it's technically like the governor will be at the mercy of this guy. Of course, I will also commend the governor, because it's not easy to want to be working with those who are perceived political enemy. It is not easy to actually establish that. So let's see how it goes. The governor has no other choice than to obey the decision of the Supreme Court. And let us now see, going forward, how the wicked camp will be able to play maturity in terms of magnanimity in their victory, to ensure that there is peace, to ensure that the governor is not unnecessarily rattled as far as the issue in River is concerned. It is unfortunate that we have to get to this level.
Right. Let's also go to Lagos State itself. Lagos Speaker, battle shifts to court as Assembly Obasa face-off defies resolution. Now, if you look at what is going on in Lagos State here, and the kind of drama that has greeted the screens of many homes as a result of this particular development itself, many people see what Obasa did, like a man walking with Gestapo style, walking to the assembly with security and having his way, and even saying as a matter of fact that they have no choice. I'm their speaker. I was on vacation and now I'm back, so they have to accept me back. Now, these 35 lawmakers who went to court to remove Mudasharu are saying, as a matter of fact, that he would not be reinstated. They do not want him. What is the power play here, Austin? What do you think is going on? Couldn't have the president, for instance, intervene to say, no, this shouldn't be coming from Lagos State, as exposed and enlightened? Lagos is like a model for other states. Now, what is happening? It's something out of what many expected. Shouldn't the president come in here and intervene? And, this crisis should be over.
GBOLABO, the president has come in. He has actually intervened. The president wanted Obasa reinstated. That is it. You can see the handwriting. The body language and the manner in which Obasa is talking, it shows that he has the highest backing of the land. The president has intervened. The president drafted Bababisi Akonde and Aremo Olusegun Oshoba to resolve the issue. They met with members of the GSC and the governor and the lawmakers at Marina House to resolve the issue. Some of these people are of the opinion that, the case is now very messy. To have a neutral ground, let both Miranda step down and Obasa step down. Inside sources in that meeting revealed that Miranda actually agreed to step down, but Obasa refused to step down. But because the president is backing Obasa, he has the guts and the effrontery to still be parading himself. He said they don't have a choice than to accept him, but they reserve the right to say, no, we are not going to accept you, because he was one among equal before. They have equal rights. They only empower him to preside over them. According to Obasa, he said the due process was not followed. What is the due process that was not followed? There is no law that says that a speaker must be on ground before he be removed. There is no law to that effect. Now you have been removed. You are coming back. Look at the manner in which he is speaking. Let me also say this. I will blame opposition for this. Do you know the reason why? Okay. This is the time, if opposition know what they are doing, to actually penetrate the political order in Lagos. Honestly, even before Tinubu became the president, there is no state that this type of thing will be happening, that people like Tinubu from the opposition will not want to infiltrate the camp of this lawmaker. By now, we should be seeing that the opposition is too cold for my liking. By now, they are supposed to fuel the case. I told you sometimes ago that at times people come to the platform to whip up sentiment. It's the ruling party that is causing problem in the opposition. Is this that is causing problem? See, in the secretariat of any political party in Nigeria, national secretariat, they have a desk that is dedicated for that type of politics. You monitor the activity of the rival party with a view of infiltrating their camp and creating political unease. It's a strategy. By now, opposition, they are supposed to be talking. They are supposed to be coming in. They are supposed to be making it to be loud. Now it's just the business of the APC. That is why they are doing that nonsense. That is why they are acting so shamefully. Obasa went to the house. He gained access to the office of the speaker by force. Initially, the security detail to Miranda was withdrawn. Shamefully enough, the police commissioner came out to say that they were doing audit. If you were doing audit, why didn't you withdraw the police attached to the governor? If you were doing audit, how come Obasa security was restored as a speaker and you withdrew the security aid to Miranda? And Obasa put it in that interview. He said the security aid of Miranda was withdrawn because Miranda has agreed to step aside. And somebody put it to him and said, but the plan was that both of you would step aside. He said he has not seen a letter to that effect. And the commissioner of police came out to address the press that it was because of audits. And Obasa confirmed that her privileges was withdrawn as the speaker because she has agreed to step aside. So it's a very bad situation in Lagos. Let's see how it goes. But I think some people somewhere believe that, oh, this is Lagos. It's like a one-party state. We will resolve our differences. I blame opposition that thing could be happening. Opposition is just keeping quiet. They are not looking for a way to make to escalate the issue a little so that the ruling party will sit tight. Because if the other 35 lawmakers, for example, threaten defection, this other camp will sit up. But nobody is even talking about that. All of them, they are saying that, oh, we support the president, we do this, we do this, we do that. So it's a shameful scenario in Lagos. It's an unfolding drama. Before now, so many people thought that, oh, stuff like this could not happen in Lagos. But here we are today. It is happening. Empires are collapsing. Crises are happening here and there in terms of political permutation and power play. But it's unfortunate that we find ourselves in this mess.
All right, Austin, let's look at the signing of the 2025 budget into law. And now it's been tagged budget of restoration, and we're wondering what is it going to restore? And we also have the president saying that he would avoid reckless borrowing. We are yet to see that, and expand government revenues. Now, if you look at this budget itself, it's way above what we had in the previous year, that's 2024. Now, do you think the government has been prudent in the last few months, of assuming power itself, and the reforms in the forex itself? Has it restored investor confidence? And now, if you have the wage of workers being raised to 70,000 naira, still meager in some quarter, if we put all of this together, do we have a serious government over the years before now, even with the Tinubu government, with its exposure in terms of financial year and fiscal year of what a country should look like or a state should look like? Do you think they have been very logical with the drafting of our fiscal year over time? Then the 70,000 naira peg itself is causing a lot of crisis in the market, because people are now saying that workers are being paid 70,000 naira. There is a jacob. Now, it's not even commensurate with the prices of food and commodities in the market. How then do we see that this government and the ones that were had previously have been very logical in terms of their planning for the fiscal year itself?
For Nigeria, budgetary system is just like an annual ritual. What they do year in, year out. That is why you see them going to the assembly to present budgets with fanfare, with people hailing them. It is not really like a serious business. If you talk about investors' confidence, between you and I, things are improving as far as that is concerned. We have a robust economic outlook. I can tell you for free that the economic outlook for 2025 for Nigeria is positive. But what the government can do is to translate this positive economic outlook to a better life for the people, because the people are not really feeling it yet. That is the essence of policy reform. That is the essence of good governance. If there is bad governance, it affects the people almost immediately. If things are improving, it takes time, because the situation did not degenerate overnight. It was a gradual process. We have always suffered in Nigeria. What we have always had in Nigeria, government in, government out, is incremental suffering. I think it is only at this time we felt that, oh, the suffering has escalated to a large extent. In terms of borrowing, I think the president needs to work on that. In terms of revenue, truth be told, the government is expanding our revenue base, because a lot of money is accruing to the federation account from different sources. The custom, for example, is doubling their target. The FIRS is doubling their target. So in terms of revenue, I think the trajectory is robust. The trajectory is positive. The government must deploy energy to bring as many people as possible to the task net to show up revenue. And you must justify judicious spending for these taxes and this revenue that are increasing. I saw the distributable revenue for January, 1.7 trillion, the highest in the history of the country, which means that more money are also going to the federating unit. So let's begin to hold people accountable. Let's hold our governor accountable. Let's hold the federal government accountable. For example, one thing that I don't like about this Tinubu administration is that they still lack fiscal discipline. You know, in elementary economics, for example, if you need money, one of the first principles that you adopt is to cut down your expenditure. But these governments have not demonstrated enough and very strong fiscal discipline as far as I'm concerned. All the waste and the leakages within the economy, we are still very much into it. So if you think that we don't have more money and you think that, oh, we are doing reform, charity begins at home. The change must begin with our leaders. The president, for example, engages in overseas travel with large delegation. This is what we have always criticized about the government. Government in, government out. We must cut down the rate of our expenditure. Look at the expenditure for 2025, for example. It is too humongous. So the government must look for a way to reduce the cost of governance. If you reduce the cost of governance, a lot of things will fall in place. Apart from all this grammar that we are talking about, what an average Nigerian on the street want to see is improvement in their livelihood, is reduction in prices of goods and services. That is what an average Nigerian want to see. So the government must work on that. If the GDP is growing, inflation is coming down, and it does not reflect my pocket, it does not reflect in my purchasing power, because the value of money is what money can buy. So the government will continue to work on the economy, strengthen the exchange rate, strengthen our currency. Our currency is currently doing relatively well. Our currency can do better. We want to see Naira coming as low as 800, as low as 700, because it's going to make a whole lot of difference. So the government must address those key fundamental socioeconomic issues
now,
to
Austin,
be able to lift us out of.
Yes, I wanted to say that if you look at what the Tinubu government has been practicing, like it's going to be a privatized economy where businesses will have to strive on their own and people will have to determine the market prices, like even fuel. Now, is there an enabling environment for this to happen? Because now we're talking about the fiscal year. Then why does the government needs to plan very large and very huge for the fiscal year when the economy is supposed to get back and determine a lot of things here?
See, if we talk about market forces, for example, once in a while, government set out to intervene. That is why when people talk about the price of fuel, for example, tell us that once upon a time, the price of fuel was 98 naira per liter, and tell us the amount the government was paying in subsidy. Before Buhari left, subsidy was netting like 9 trillion. It is strictly unaffordable and not sustainable. For example, if we now sell for 800 plus 900 per liter, what without subsidy, of course, it's a good start. Let the government now work on other areas of the economy, create an enabling environment. Some refineries are springing up. Look at Dangote refinery. They are doing a downward review of prices of PMS almost at interval. So government-owned refineries, government-owned oil stations will also look at that. By the time you attract more investors into the sector, prices will continue to come down. So if we allow market forces to determine some of this, look at the flotation of the Naira. Now the CBN is intervening. We advise them, it's good to float the Naira, but once in a while you intervene, you must eliminate racketeering and middlemen in the forex market. I think that was the issue that necessitated the floating of the Naira, where some people will sit somewhere and trade in dollar and make a whole lot of money without exercising any energy. That means our currency is being weakened on a daily basis. Now, government has come up with managed float, what the term you call managed float. Once in a while, government should still intervene. And thank God the CBN is doing that. You cannot just leave the exchange rate to market forces. A lot of people will manipulate the system, and before you know it, there will be speculative buying. And if there is speculative buying, the rate will continue to go up. For 2025 budget, I think the benchmark is 1,500 to $1. But with the way we are going now, we can do much more than that. There is serious advantage in a strong currency. We must make our currency stronger by deliberate economic policy that will trigger growth, that will also trigger production. All of these that we are looking at, they are just monetary policy by the CBN to regulate the exchange rate. The sustainable means of making the currency stronger is aggressive production. What do you have to bring to the table? What do you have to offer? How do we earn forex, for example? It is through export. When you export goods and services, you earn foreign currency. So we must continue to work on that. How do you also trigger production? Create an enabling environment. Let there be improved security. Let people be able to go to their farm. Let there be aggressive production of food here and there. We must have sufficiency in food production. Then we have enough to export before we can now have relative peace in terms of our currency. So whatever effort the government is putting in place now, they definitely have to do more so that over time, in a short possible time, it can trickle down to advantage and more money and better economic class for our people.
All right, we have to pay some bills right about now. We'll be back shortly. Please do stay with us.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM, 94.9, the antidote to depression.
Hey, that's chicken season, oh, and we are keeping it 1,000 on Showmax to stream, binge, and enjoy the best of HBO shows, Ninja Originals, and more for just 1,000 naira.
This March, 1,000 laughs, 1,000 action moments, 1,000 Ninja, all these for just 1,000 naira.
This Showmax chicken season, watch all the hottest shows on mobile for just 1,000 naira, anytime, anywhere. This deal runs from now till 31st March. Sign up now on showmax.com.
Ẹ̀yin fans mi.
It's okay.
Ẹ lọ sórí gbogbo ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ ní 32 FM 949 fẹ̀yìn ẹ̀ àsáàpù.
It's okay.
For the top 10 banging songs across Nigeria,
top 10 super songs across Africa,
the Top 10 Countdown is your show.
Saturdays 12 to 1 p.m. with 𝐷𝐷𝐾 and �KING
yé náwó dànù láì kéré.
Sporting Crystal àti ikọ̀ rẹ̀ ń pè yín.
Sọ̀wédowó lètò fáwọn tó mẹ́nu ẹ̀.
Láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ Sátidé 8 a.m.
Sọ̀wédowó ìfà fàlàfàlà.
When the big names talk, they talk to us. Join GBOLABO Famous Call and her team of panelists on the podium
by 9 a.m. every Saturday for a deep dive into trending political and socio-economic issues.
Onírúurú ọ̀nà lẹ̀dá ń gbà aṣoríire lókè ìpẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀ yóò bá mọ bí ẹgbẹ́ ẹ̀ tí ń là ó ní ti bí àkànṣáré kú ni. Coco Box ti wá gbé àǹfààní ńlá kan kalẹ̀ fún gbogbo ènìyàn tó bá fẹ́ tọwọ́ ìfàbọnu pẹ̀lú 200 naira péré ó lè jẹ́ 10,000 tàbí jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ lójoojúmọ́. ṣáàtìtẹ̀ *347*253# lórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ rẹ dáhùn sí àwọn èsì tó bá tẹ̀lé ohun tí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ rẹ gbé wá. ìyíkoto tí kò pamọ́ tàbí ní bayọ̀bayọ̀ nínú yóò máa wáyé lójoojúmọ́ láàrin aago 5 sí 6 ìrọ̀lẹ́ lórí 32 FM 94.9 bí o bá ṣe ta sí ni àǹfààní àtijẹ rẹ náà yóò ṣe pọ̀ tó. fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ lọ sórí www.game.cocobox.fun kí ìwọ náà lè tọwọ́ ìfàbọnu.
32 FM
94.9.
All right, you're welcome back. You're still on to Break It On People's Review here on your Laughter Dive 32 FM 94.9. You're live on Facebook. That's 32 FM 949 Fanya with double E's here in case you want to drop your comments there. And the numbers to call in are 070-55000-949 or 08097000949. And for our international audience, +234 90 62,949. We still do have Austin very much with us virtually this morning. Let me read out the numbers again: 070-55000-949 or 08097000949. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, GBOLABO. Good morning.
Good morning.
Austin, good morning. A wonderful weekend to the two of you. There is actually something we seem to be throwing away, and I have a problem with it in this part of the world. I am not against Supreme Court. That's the very thing, and the governor must be. Not that I'm not supporting. But the question now is, these people have defected. Is it not encouraging you and I that if I can hop from one party to another, and I know I can face anybody? What do we think about that? Nobody is talking about it. I think the Supreme Court should come out and explain this defection issue. We will know whether if you have defected, the post you went for, is it gone or are you still retained? From what they've said now, those people that defected, they are free to do. So they can even defect to another place again and heaven will not fall. Good morning. This is okay.
All right, thank you so much, okay, for that. The numbers again are 070-550-949 or 080-979-949. For our international audience, +234 90-62,949. All right, Austin, before I take some messages here on Facebook, all right, we have a caller. I wanted us to look at the aviation sector and what Kiamo came up with. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Please, can you turn down the audio?
Hello, good morning.
Yes. Good morning. Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Your name is Joseph.
All right. Please go ahead, Joseph.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you, Joseph. Please go ahead.
From Challenge.
Okay.
You know, what we are talking is that, like what is the last caller has, whether the Supreme Court, what we are saying is that the governor was not patient enough. And that is what the speaker is saying. You know, you can, with what the governor did, that means any governor can just, abandon the House of Assembly. The president cannot abandon the House of Assembly at his own. It must be court pronouncement. It's just because these people defected, okay, I'm no more doing with them. You are good doing this. No, it's dictatorship. What the governor has been doing since, it is governor dictatorship. It should not be like that. He went and demolished the House of Assembly. He took control of the House. And the House is a separate entity. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for that, Joseph. All right, Austin, I wanted us to quickly touch on what Kiamo is saying, that if you do not patronize local caterers here in Nigeria, no summer flight for foreign airlines. Very briefly, Austin, what do you think will bring for Nigeria as
It's a welcome development, because if we talk about local content, you are a foreign airline, you fly to Nigeria to carry predominantly Nigerian passenger, and you will be serving the intercontinental dishes that they can't even eat. If you have traveled internationally before, you will see that you won't be able to eat some of this meal that they serve you. Just like airpiece, let there be local dishes. Let there be jollof rice, our normal jollof rice. Let there be our pounded yam if you are giving us swallow or anything.
All right.
That is how it should be.
Okay. We do have a caller here. Hello, good morning.
John is my name. Thank you.
All right.
Let me appreciate Austin. We have had Supreme Court judgment as far as the question of political parties is concerned in this country. But as stand on what I've been telling you people in this program, that as far as new state Ubara Bishop is concerned, any matter coming from the federal, whatever federal high court, we always favor with it. So I'm not surprised by the Supreme Court ruling this time, but I'm interested. Let them fight on. I've been saying so. And I stand on my point. Let them fight on. Please, I've just returned from Abia some few days ago, and they're talking about the biography written by RBD. In one of your programs last year, they told about the Sogun Lola that 1963 coup was not an Igbo coup. It was a coup by the intellectuals and some army officers. I mentioned the Banjo. I mentioned the Ademo Yegas. Even Golesho among others. Whereas Ifajina was in Ibadan there. I think I've been vindicated by the regulation made by IBD. I'm John Uzonjoku. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, John Uzonjoku. There, we'll go over to Facebook and take some comments here on Facebook. We have this one from Ukidi Rababa today, and he's saying, not surprised at all, sexual harassment is coming to the matter between Natasha and Senate President. Let her produce her evidence while the Ethics and Privileges Committee do the needful before approaching the court. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, GBOLABO.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Austin. This is Benjamin calling from Obata. Can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah. What happened in the River State, the Supreme Court judgment, I think there is an impunity in that judgment. Because just like what the last caller said, because this thing is in power, whichever judgment that will be ruled out, between people of Wiki, Mr. Austin, you can collect that some previous months back, which was buying houses for churches in the FCC. So what do you expect to see when we have a judgment in the court? Of course, the judges don't want to forget the houses that are being given out to them by leakage. So by that, we always get the right judgment at the expense of the people of Rivers State. And I want also to please explain to us in clear terms. Look at what happened in Lagos Assembly as well. They are having 3 lawmakers, they have 2 or 3 lawmakers in the side of the SY speaker. And now they are having 4 in the River. Let us explain the difference between these two issues. Thank you very much. God bless you.
All right, thank you so much, Benga Mario. To Lokwadi says, good morning. The imbroglio going on between Senate President and Senator Natasha did not come as a surprise, as I stand with Senator Natasha on this, because the leadership of the Senate under 𝐃𝐈𝐒 is known to be questionable, as they are always been in the news for wrongdoings. All right, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Sulaiman Sheriff from Nara.
All right, please go ahead.
The Supreme Court judgment in that river, from my own opinion, is like they want to cause another war in that state. But that reason why some people used to resort to our judiciary, because due to sometimes bad judgment that don't even expect. About the Natasha and Akpabio, see, Akpabio is like, it has been a controversial person. Not only about Natasha alone. Some I can recollect a lot 2 years ago when he mentioned that there were certain governors, certain state collected 30 billion. Thank God that your state governor here reacted that figures is incorrect, even is misleading, is misinformation. So I think it's the right time the National Assembly, if truly they want to bring sanity in their midst, it is time to set up a committee to shed more light what is going on between Natasha and Akpabio. Maybe it's telling lie or it's telling you the truth. That's my own submission. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We still have one comment here on Facebook. That's 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐂𝐋𝐀 says, on the rift in the National Assembly, let there be unbiased investigation, because, all right, the allegation can hold water. All right, we have another caller here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
This is John Olaruwaju calling from Ado. The court judgment, the Supreme Court judgment on Rivers State, the Supreme Court has declared that 27 lawmakers, or if I write, the wicked lawmaker, so it's favored them. And then the local government election in Rivers State, what is the problem of that local government election? Actually, I listened to Ghana talking about, well, there is no judgment or whatever. I don't understand that judgment. Oh, the federal government, to me, in one way or the other, now try to get one thing or the other, because this is some PDP say to me, it's like they are having the problem. And it's like the court, especially the Supreme Court to me, is also have the way for them as far as I'm concerned. The same thing that's happening in Osun too. I think we are not going against the court badly, but all the same, we are Nigerians and we are watching. We could remember what really happened in time of where there. It wasn't all the court that made the judgment there. Does it mean they are right? Thank you and good morning.
Thank you so much for that, John Olaruwaju. We go back to Pop Chu AK comment here on Facebook. He says, on the rift in the National Assembly, is saying that let there be unbiased investigation, because the allegation can hold water based on what transpired during the Senate screening of Mrs. Bianca Ojukwu, where some honorable members lost control and started prison. All right, some part of it is missing. We take this one as our last caller of the day. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, 𝐃𝐈𝐒.
Good morning, sir.
Well, my name is Ade from UI. The last caller got it. They are using judiciary to harass opposition party, especially PDP, territory for 2027. Look at what happened in Rivers State now. The next 2 weeks now, they get the government impeached, and both 𝐒𝐿 and APC take over Rivers fully, and Rivers is secure for him, according to them, ahead of 2027. And God is different. God's plan is different from their own plan. Let Lagos Assembly leave complex, the satisfy leave complex for the Tinubu lawmaker before. Let them locate a private and continue their work with Sanwo-Olu. That is the country we find ourselves. Those are the best for today.
All right, thank you so much for that. That's the much we can take on the Break It On People's Review this morning. We must say a big thank you to Austin Udumo for always being here doing the analysis proper with us. Thank you so much, Austin, for being here. And to all our callers, yes, and those who also sent in their messages, we also say a big thank you to all of you. And we'll be having Baba Fender up next. My name is GBOLABO, Female School. Bye for now.